Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle, and this is your second You Pick Tuesday matchup of the week. Serge Nubret versus Chris Bumstead. There has been plenty of Chris Bumstead requests in the last, well, let's just say after the Olympia. There's been a whole heck of a lot. And a Serge Nubret comparison between Chris Bumstead, it's an awesome comparison, I have to say. Talk about classic physiques. Now, Serge Nubret, one of the best of all time. This physique is etched in history, etched in stone. My word. This angle, it's really hard to gauge the sizes between these two, and a lot of the older pictures are taken at a terrible angle like this. So, on with the matchup. Begin with the front double bicep pose, and this is a more favorable angle for a Serge Nubret photo. This is 1975. Arm versus arm. Look at Serge Nubret's biceps. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but if this guy was around nowadays, I am sure that he would be accused of pumping synthol in those biceps, which we know was not the case. Those are rock solid biceps, good triceps as well, forearms. Now, the rest of the physique, I would give it to Chris Bumstead. The vacuum pose, I like the abs for Serge. But that vacuum pose for Chris Bumstead, superior in the lats as well. Legs, ditto with the legs. I mean, what can you do, guys? This is the 1960s, or 1970s rather, versus today's athletes. I mean, the legs are going to be a whole lot bigger. Go to the front lat spread. And structurally speaking, these guys are very similar. I mean, Serge, he was known to be as tall as 6 feet 1 inch, but I don't believe that he was that tall. I believe he was somewhere around 5 feet 11, 6 feet. Hard to really say. I don't think he was quite as tall as Chris Bumstead, but look at their physiques. Their midsections, they taper in from the quads ever so gracefully, and then the lats, of course. Chris Bumstead has an edge in that aspect. But I mean, their structures very similar. Chris Bumstead gets an obvious edge here. Not only is he better in the conditioning, but the lats themselves much more filled out. So, and this is a photo shoot for Serge as well. Go to a single arm bicep, and I was very fortunate enough to get these guys to hit the exact same pose. Look at this. It's bicep versus bicep. Now, if it is bicep versus bicep, that is a Serge Nubret victory for sure. Look at the gun on this guy. Like I said, he would be accused of using synthol for sure. Those biceps, mind-blowing, really, when you think about it. Chris Bumstead, if you look at his peak of his bicep last year, it is definitely improving, so kudos to him. In the rest of the physique, I prefer the vacuum pose, again, over the abs of Serge, which is, I don't know, I like Serge's abs, but it's close. I still like the vacuum. Legs goes to Chris, but it is displayed at a different angle. So one could say Serge is definitely getting a point in this, but hard to say. It's still very close. Turn to the side for the side chest development. This is a 1972, I believe, of Serge. And this is what I'm talking about. The angles of these shots, they made them look a whole lot bigger. And Arnold's side chest often does this. Now, here's what I mean. Boom, there's a 1975, and you can see what I mean. Serge, sized more correctly. He's not as big beside Chris Bumstead. I mean, look at the legs. Chris has twice as big as a thigh. I would wager to say that Chris Bumstead would be 30 pounds heavier as well than Serge Nubret. Now, muscle for muscle again. Serge, he's awesome. Look at the delts. Look at the balloon pecs on the man. I mean, it's fantastic. He's definitely doing a good job against Chris. Side tricep. Now, this is an older picture. I don't like to reuse the same pictures over and over for Serge Nubret. I like to use different ones, and I don't think I've ever used this one. His physique looks fantastic. Again, those pecs look like balloons. Tricep for tricep, muscle for muscle. This time, I would give it to probably Chris Bumstead. What the heck? Let's bring on a 1975 Serge Nubret, because this is probably his best version, or known for being his best version. Definitely is, as far as the picture quality, the number of shots you can get. I like his physique. I like his physique better than Chris Bumstead's. if you can believe that one, even though Chris Bumstead pretty much doing a vacuum in this. But I don't think I've ever seen a more aesthetic physique in the side tricep than Serge Nubret right here. I mean, even the quad looks good, guys. You have to admit. He's probably even beating Chris in the lag department. Anyway, it is close for the side poses. So let's turn these dudes around and have a look at the first of two back shots. And this is the rear lat spread. Made Serge a little bit taller here. You can see standing straight. Chris Bumstead bending at the knees. Chris might have more detail in the back, but it's hard to say. These are very old and blurry pictures. For some reason, there was some good clear ones of Serge's front, but then the back shots of 1975, which this is, 1975, the back shots were very blurry, not very clear at all, so you can't see detail, or lack thereof, I guess. When you look at the lower half, though, it's a Chris Bumstead pose all the way. Glutes, hamstrings, things of that nature. Now, this is a rear double bi for Chris, obviously, but I use this one for Serge Nubret because it's one of the only back pictures out there of him that actually is a good clear picture, and you can see the Christmas tree on this guy. You see that? So for those of you who didn't realize, Serge Nubret, he did mean business in the back development. Was he beating Chris? No. I mean, my soul. Look at the lag development and the glutes. They just didn't have that type of armor back in the day to combat against somebody of today. But back for back, Serge definitely doing battle. This is a 1975 hit to spec rear double bi, and you can see what I mean, guys. You cannot see the detail or lack thereof, but I would say you can't see the detail that definitely would be there, judging by that other picture. That other picture, food for thought, was Serge a few years after this, so he was well into his 40s. Anyway, guys, we do have one more back shot, and this is a pretty interesting one, to tell you the truth. You can almost detect some glutes for Serge Nubret. You see that? They never flexed their glutes in the 60s, the 70s. Serge did compete in the 60s. He even competed in the 80s. Anyway, guys, he didn't flex his glutes, but he was here in this photo shoot picture, and I wager to say that his conditioning was ahead of its time. I mean, he had the abs. His back is full as well, guys. This is a fantastic little showing for Serge Nubret. Good shot for Chris Bumstead as well. I did a comparison between him and Arnold. They hit this exactly the same. Serge hitting it a little bit different, but still, guys, I can't get over the striations in those glutes. This is a fantastic shot for both guys. Serge Nubret, one of the best ab and thigh poses up until maybe, I don't know, the 1990s with guys like Sean Ray, things like that, things of that nature. But I mean, this one here, it stands in history. I suppose Frank Zane, I wasn't even thinking. Frank Zane was fantastic in this shot as well. Now, Chris Bumstead, is he beating Serge Nubret in the ab and thigh? I don't know. This is basically a Frank Zane versus Serge Nubret in the ab and thigh matchup, which was both guys, you don't want to give a loss to either one. Let's finish this matchup up with a most muscular, and this is a 2019 of Chris Bumstead, and it's vexing. Somebody out there know Chris? Ask him why he didn't hit the crab position. Most muscular last year at the 2020 Mr. Olympia. Yes, I did mean last year. It's 2021. Is there some work done into this picture for Serge? Looks like his triceps a little bit too large. But I've seen several different versions of the picture, and they were all consistent. And I've never, ever seen one with smaller arms. So I do believe that he did look this fantastic. So kudos to Serge Nubret, one of the best of all time, guys. So many stories about the man. I mean, it's worth doing a video feature on him just to tell some of his stories. Here is your winner, guys, of this You Pick Tuesday matchup. Your second, Chris Bumstead. He's running roughshod on all the guys from today. He's been defeating guys in the open class. Regan Grimes, I did a comparison. Anyway, guys, hit thumbs up on this one. Get your requests in. It has to have the most thumbs up by next week, and it will get played. Have a great day, guys.